Oh, you ever walk into a store and notice something's just off? Like suddenly more people are buying canned soup, or someone you know is talking about getting a new car out of nowhere. Maybe you've had that moment yourself, standing in the aisle wondering if you should be grabbing extras too, just in case. Well, you're not imagining things. Something bigger is going on behind the scenes, and it has a lot to do with tariffs. Recently, former President Trump announced a massive 145% tariff on goods from China. Now, that might sound like one of those news stories that lives on cable news or in political debates. But it's not staying in Washington. It's showing up in everyday life. The price tag at the grocery store, the electronics you're thinking about upgrading, even the cost of your next car, all of that is being touched by this decision. And it's happening fast, like faster than people expect. Sometimes in just a few days, prices are jumping. So people are reacting, and quick. Once those tariffs hit the headlines, folks all across the country started buying up certain items in bulk. We're not just talking toilet paper panic buying here. This was across the board. Canned foods, coffee, beer, even electronics and vehicles. CBS reported that canned goods alone jumped 29% in sales. Instant coffee went up 21%. And while beer wasn't exactly flying off the shelves, it saw a bump too. It's not just that people love these items. It's about locking in prices before they go up. Think about it. You're standing in the store, and you know that something that costs $1 today might cost $1.45 next week. That's a 45% jump. It makes sense to want to get ahead of it. It's that feeling of better safe than sorry, especially when people are buying things with a long shelf life, items they know they'll use eventually. But it's not only food. One of the big shifts was in car shopping. After Trump mentioned a potential 25% tariff on imported vehicles, dealerships started seeing a spike in customers. Folks who were planning to wait a year or two to upgrade suddenly started showing up, hoping to get in before the price hike hit. Because it's not like we're talking about an extra $50. In some cases, it could be thousands more for the same car, simply because of where it came from. Then you've got tech, especially iPhones. Most Apple devices are still made in China. Even though they've tried moving some manufacturing to India, about 80% of their production is still Chinese. So with a 145% tariff, we're looking at serious price jumps. That new iPhone you were considering, it could go from $1,200 to nearly $2,000. That's a big jump for something that, let's be honest, probably isn't that different from last year's model. It's no wonder people in cities like New York lined up to get new devices now, even if their current ones are still working. It's that fear of missing out, or worse, fear of being stuck with a huge bill later. But here's the big question. Should you be doing the same? Should you be racing to the store or car dealership right now? Financial experts say, maybe not. It's easy to get swept up in the urgency of it all. Tariffs kind of trick our brains. They make us feel like we're about to miss out or get priced out. It's like when you see that little countdown timer on a sale page. Only 2 hours left. Even if you weren't planning to buy something, suddenly it feels urgent. But unlike a real sale, tariffs don't mean things are cheaper today. They just might cost more later. And that difference matters. Because here's what happens. People panic. They swipe their credit cards. They buy more than they need. And before they know it, they're staring at a big credit card bill with interest piling on. And trust me, paying 20% interest on a stack of canned peas doesn't feel like a smart move a few months down the road. So what's the better play here? Start with slowing down. Take a breath. When you hear that prices might rise, ask yourself, do I need this now, or am I just reacting to fear? That pause can save you hundreds, even thousands over time. Focus instead on your own financial foundation. That means budgeting, looking at your current expenses, checking your emergency fund, making sure you're not carrying high-interest debt that could balloon if you're not careful. And if you do have credit card debt, maybe look into balance transfer offers. There are still cards out there offering 0% intro rates for 12 to 18 months. Use smartly. That could buy you some breathing room while you work on paying things down. Does that mean don't buy anything? No, but think smart. Let's say your refrigerator is still doing its job. Sure, you've heard appliances might cost more soon, but if yours is fine, maybe wait. On the flip side, if it's wheezing and leaking and you've already been thinking about replacing it, then yes, it might be wise to act sooner rather than later. It's about strategy, not panic. Same goes for cars. Used car prices are going up again, partly because people are turning away from new models that could get more expensive. That's pushing demand into the used market, which means those prices are climbing too. A used car that cost $15,000 5 years ago, now it's more like $25,000. And it may keep rising. So if you're shopping for a car, think about options. Certified pre-owned models can offer better value. Leasing might help you dodge high sticker prices temporarily. And if your current car is still running, even if it's not perfect, a few $100 in repairs could buy you another year or two of breathing room. Now, what about stocking up on essentials? It depends. If you've got some wiggle room in your budget, keeping a few extras of the basics isn't a bad idea. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, tying up a bunch of money in bulk purchases can actually put you at more risk. It's great to be prepared, but not at the expense of missing a rent payment or carrying more debt than you can handle. Instead, think long-term. Build habits that make you more resilient to price swings, like shopping locally when you can, supporting farmers markets, buying directly from producers when it makes sense. Global supply chains are shaky, and that local tomato might be cheaper and more reliable than one shipped from halfway around the world. And don't sleep on secondhand. Whether it's a refurbished iPhone, a used washer, or last year's laptop, gently used goods are looking better and better. With tariffs widening the gap between new and used, that pre-owned deal might just be the smarter move. Lastly, stay informed, but don't let the headlines control your wallet. Tariff policies can change fast. In fact, after announcing these big tariffs, Trump ended up suspending many of them for 90 days due to pressure from lawmakers and business leaders. If you reacted too quickly, you might have ended up buying a bunch of stuff you didn't really need at the wrong time. So here's the bottom line. Keep your focus on your economy, the one inside your home, the one that you control. That's where your power is. This is a stressful time, no doubt. Prices are unpredictable. Global politics are playing tug-of-war with your budget. But if you stay grounded, stay informed, and keep your decisions thoughtful, you'll stay ahead of the chaos. So take care of yourself. Take care of your money. And as always, I'll see you next time.